So this hasn't happened to me in a while, but I read something really big in a really short amount of time. So I decided to make a review about it, of course. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be doing a review for a manga that I just read. It's actually an anthology series and it's an omnibus manga, which means that it has 2 volumes inside of it. It's still very big, so the volumes were pretty big as well. But it's so beautifully drawn and it has so many beautiful things to talk about that I decided to do a review, and it's now, we're going to do it now. So the manga that I'm talking about is Witches. This is the complete collection Witches series, and it's by Daisuke Igarashi. And first of all, you can already see from the cover, which has this beautiful face of a supposed witch, I presume, that the drawing and art style of this is going to be over the top, beautiful and great. And yes it is, and the art style of this is one of the reasons why I read it so fast, because I couldn't wait to turn the page, see the panels and see the faces. But it also is the reason why I read it so slow, thingies, because I spent most of the time not reading the dialogues or reading the stories, because I read fairly fast, but actually looking at this art because it's mesmerizingly beautiful. It has so many details, as you can see. Well, you cannot see very well, but I'm trying not to spoil you. But just look at this insect for a moment. It's like the detail of the things. This is a forest that was completely drawn, apparently by hand. It's perfection, and the characters' details of face and stories and everything is just so beautiful. It gives a feeling of very grim fairy tale like situation, but with art on it, and I really like that. So this anthology, as the name kind of brings forth, is about witches, but not your typical, cackling witch, or most of the witches that we are normally used to seeing now in all types of media. Ancient classic witches in Salem times, or comedic witches with their pointy hats and their broomsticks and whatever, or actual Wiccan witches doing their rituals and their things. No. Witches is actually an amalgamation of rituals and cultures of many different places. I am not sure of the lineage of Daisuke Igarashi, but either this author has a lot of knowledge in another sort of cultures that not Japanese, or this author indeed is not only Japanese. I don't know. But the cultures in here and in the anthology itself seem similar to some Arabian cultures, even some Amazonic cultures, some sort of, I won't say Russian, but like German Krampus-like cultures on itself, and it has a lot of mix from European to forest witches to Arabian desert witches, and all of the types of witches that exist, like the good, the evil, and the not totally good, the not totally evil, the stories of revenge for the loved ones taken, the stories of female rage, the stories of protecting what is ours and when it means something to us, and the good versus evil, or the actual person versus something else, and also the spirit of sacrifice that good witches tend to have, and the way that at the end this anthology is about the way that all of these witches were connected to nature, and how nature works as a conduit between man and human being and animals and plants and everything, every single little thing in the world, and how witches deem themselves responsible for taking care and for bargaining with the consequences of everything that happens in real life and in the world and in everything that is connected to themselves, and even stuff that aren't connected to them are connected to them because they are part of nature and they're a force of nature, and that's how they live. And I find these incredibly inspiring. I have been baptized, I have been to the church, I have a long progress of being part of the church choir and attending to mass and everything. However, I started to have the feeling that that type of thing was not for me, and that there were things that I thought of and felt like that weren't exactly as it was described. And the way that in this manga, religion is kind of portrayed like they are a family of creatures that are in tune with nature, and the consequences of their actions are meaningful to them and to nature, and the consequence of others' actions will also be meaningful to them because they are a part of nature. I don't know, it called a lot to me, and I felt not seen, but I felt like this was a beautiful way of actually approaching witches. I was expecting, I am very honest, I was expecting the Christian mythologies and the burning of witches and all of those things, and that was not what I got. I got female rage, I got vengeance, I got horrible things happening to these people, yes, but I also got a feeling of peace from what it meant to them to be witches. And I think that if you like reading beautiful things with beautiful art, this is great. But if you feel this connection with nature, and if you feel like there must be energies in the world and something, you feel something, I mean, I think that this one will be perfect for you. Even though it's big, don't get scared. I read this in one morning. For one morning, I mean like 3 hours tops, maybe less, because I was so inspired and so enthralled in all of these tales that I couldn't leave it. It was just so beautiful, and I felt like I learned something. If I can tell you what, I don't know, it's a feeling. I don't know if you know what I mean, but yeah, it's a feeling. So that's going to be all for today, guys. I hope that you like this, and if you liked it, leave a like or subscribe, and tell me down below if you've read this manga or if your curiosity was piqued and you would enjoy reading it. And that's going to be all for today. Happy readings to you all. Bye!